Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we're going to be announcing the last video's giveaway. I'm going to be sending one lucky winner the Profiles Backstage Beginner Acrylic Kit. They are my favorite company. I absolutely love all their products, and the acrylic kit is the perfect way to start off your nail career if you are looking to do so. That being said, the winner for this giveaway is Nettie Brown. I want to first of all congratulate you for your win, and I also wanted to mention that I've been seeing that you've been posting comments on all of my videos since I started. So I want to really thank you for that, for the love and support that you have shown on my channel, and I hope that this kit helps you start and reach your goals. That being said, for today's video, we're going to be doing my lovely client's nails. You guys already know her hands. She is a staple on my channel, but we're gonna be doing a simple fill along with very simple Valentine nail design. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I am starting off with my rechargeable e-file. This one is from Kiara Sky. I have her at a speed of about 10 to 11,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm using the 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky in the color purple. I'm gonna go ahead and remove her current top coat / design. Very simple process. I'm just taking my e-file and going around very gently around that cuticle area with very light pressure. It is important that I do not apply too much pressure, as I'm just trying to remove that top coat and design versus debulking the nail. So again, very carefully around that cuticle area and then vertically up and down the length of the nail. I did want to quickly mention how proud I am of my client for keeping these nails as long as she did. We did this set at the beginning of December, and it is insane to me that she still has them on, but they're still going strong. And I did mention it to her, and she said she was extremely proud of herself as well. So we're going to be doing a quick fill for today's video. Very simple process. I absolutely have loved doing fills and just changing the design up top because it is a lot less work versus changing the entire acrylic color. So keep that in mind, that it is a lot more of a simple process than changing the entire acrylic set. So if you have clients that absolutely love doing designs all the time, this is the process you want to stick to. It's going to be a lot easier on yourself and definitely a lot quicker. Now this step you can absolutely wait and do towards the end of your process. However, I feel like if my shape isn't crisp from the beginning, it's gonna bug me until the end. So I like to go ahead and reshape my nails right at this point. So I'm just taking my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, filing the sides nicely, and I want to reshape them into the sharpest point that you could ever imagine. And then we're gonna go in with the rest of our prep. Again, that's just preference. You can absolutely wait until the end to reshape them. I'm going once again with my e-file at a speed of 4,000 RPMs for my prep. I'm taking my mandrel bit and sanding band both from Profiles Backstage, and I'm just very quickly prepping the nail by buffing off that shine. This is absolutely necessary in order for the acrylic to adhere properly. And while I'm doing that as well, I quickly push back the cuticle using that same bit. This kind of just replaces the use of a cuticle pusher, and that's just my preference when doing prep. I prefer not to use it as it is a little bit more time consuming. So I go ahead and just quickly do it all in one motion. Now taking my needle bit from Profiles Backstage, I'm gonna quickly go around that cuticle area. What this is gonna do is really lift off any dead skin that you think you may have gotten with your mandrel bit, but because it's such a hard to reach area and the mandrel bit barrel is a little bit on the thick side, this just makes it so much easier and better to get into those hard to reach areas. So definitely recommend this process if you're having issues with lifting. This is gonna help minimize those issues.
I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never should.
And then of course, lastly, I'm taking my cuticle ball bit, now moving my speed up to 5,000 RPMs on my e-file. Very light pressure, I'm going around that cuticle area and gently buffing off that dead skin versus having to nip off that dead skin. That's just my preference. Once again, if you feel comfortable with a cuticle nipper, go ahead and do that. I just prefer to avoid it as I am deeply terrified of using one. So I'm just gonna play it safe and go very gently with this bit as it is super soft and it's not going to damage or hurt your client at all.
Record your voice so I can listen back again. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be.
Now I'm taking the Kiara Sky Lint Free wipes and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe and really rubbing that into specifically that natural nail portion that is kind of showing through. And you want to make sure you're really rubbing that in. What this is going to do is clean the nail while also dehydrate that natural nail. Now I'm taking the XXX Bond from Not Polish and I'm really scrubbing that in on that natural nail area and just making sure that all of it gets some of that primer. This is going to help all of the products adhere properly and stay on. Now we're going to do the fill extremely quickly. I feel like the prep is always what takes the longest. This is Dream Seduction from Not Polish, an absolutely stunning pink. I now love it. We're going to be taking a medium bead of acrylic and applying that near the cuticle and just blending that down towards the existing acrylic. And of course, for today's video, we are using the Not Polish acrylic brush in a size 12. Along with that, I'm using their Monomer as well. Now, my client does have bigger hands, reason why I'm using a medium-sized bead of acrylic. Always depends on the size of your client's nail beds that you are going to do different sized beads. So if I'm working on somebody that has extremely small hands, of course the nail beds are going to be very tiny, which would indicate that I want to use a small bead of acrylic. So always take that in mind. And also think about the size of brush that you are using when you are doing specific application processes. That also plays a huge role in it as well. If you have a larger bead, you want to work with smaller beads as well. And if you have a smaller brush, you want to work with bigger beads. So it kind of just depends. You have to practice your own methods until you get the hang of it and you're comfortable, and then it'll be such a breeze to do.
'Cause now that she's leaving, I kinda wish that she would stay. And I know I drove you crazy. Sometimes you'd even hate me. But baby, I thought we had some.
Now, very quickly, taking the not polished clear acrylic, we're going to be encapsulating these nails. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but a lot of the time when you do fills, there can be a slight difference in the colors, even if you're using the exact same color. And that all just depends on the color. Sometimes changes a little bit with wear, or if you encapsulate, that kind of changes the color slightly as well. So always keep that in mind. The reason for me encapsulating at this point is because it blends in all of the acrylic very nicely and it does not show the difference in the colors. So quick little tip for you guys. Now I'm taking my Kiara Sky e-file once again at a speed of about 10 to 11,000 RPMs. Along with that, I'm using their 5-in-1 bit in fine grit. And I'm just going in very quickly, filing the surface of the nail. Because I tried to apply my acrylic very smoothly, this process is very minimal. So I'm just going around that cuticle area, making sure that it's nice and flush to the natural nail. And then just very roughly going on the surface of the rest of the nail, just smoothing all that acrylic out.
I thought we had something. Was I wrong? Was it nothing? Was it just my head?
I'm taking my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file once again, and we're just gonna reshape these nails. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you can absolutely skip that first reshape, but I like to be extra and reshape as much as I can because I am obsessed with shaping the nails. But you can absolutely just disregard the first reshape and wait till this point and go ahead and reshape the nails. This is the one that honestly matters the most. So I'm just going on the sides, making sure that everything is super straight, super sharp, and that there's no acrylic underneath as well.
I once loved a girl.
I'm taking the Kiara Sky buffer. I really like these little buffers. Definitely recommend these. So I'm just going in on the surface of the nail, buffing off that surface to make sure that it is nice and smooth for our nail art application. Now, of course, I'm going to be cleansing that surface with a lint-free wipe from Kiara Sky and some Young Nail Swipe. This is just going to really clean all around the nail, the surface of the nail, and I'm also going underneath to remove any excess dust and prep that nail for a smooth nail art application. Now for today's design, we decided to do some hearts. She originally wanted conversation hearts, but mid-design she was like, you know, I really like it like this, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave it without the words. So I was totally up for it because I do think that it turned out super cute. So for this nail art application, we are using the pastel collection from the gel art liners from Kiara Sky. I absolutely love the colors. They're super pretty. So I'm starting off with the pink one. We're going to be using green, yellow, blue, teal, and purple as well. And I'm basically putting it on my little tile palette that I have right there for easy access. And I'm using my Makartt nail art brushes from Amazon, which are linked in my Amazon storefront. And I'm just going to be using that to draw on the hearts. I feel like I do better with my nail art brushes versus the applicators that the polishes come with. So I prefer this process just personally. I find it a lot easier. So I'm just going to be alternating from colors and going on the surface and drawing hearts. You can do them different sizes. I opted for a bigger size because, like I mentioned earlier, we were supposed to do some conversation hearts and we ended up not putting words in them. So whenever I'm doing nail art like this that kind of goes scattered across the entire full set, what I like to do is take that color and use it in all of the other areas that I want to use it in. So if I'm drawing these hearts and I want to do one blue on the pinky, one on the thumb or whatever finger, I'm going to go ahead and do both of those blue hearts because it just saves a little bit of time. You don't have to clean your brush in between as much if you do it this way and you get it all done in one motion. So we're going to go ahead and do that throughout. If I'm doing one blue, I'm going to do the second blue as well. Now I did go ahead and cure the hearts in the light just so that I didn't smudge them on accident. And I'm taking white gel paint from Profiles Backstage. And I'm going to be doing like the little starburst star little sparkly effect design. I don't even know what they're called, but it's extremely popular and she had me add these onto the set, which I feel like brought the entire set together very nicely. So I'm just gonna do a nice little cross and then connect all 4 points to create that super simple sparkle effect. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do about 2 on each of the nails, and then we're gonna be placing that in the light once again. And very quickly before I forget, I know a lot of the time I don't mention how long I cure it for, but when I'm working with gel paint, I go ahead and cure it for a full minute in the light, and then I go ahead and work on the other hand while one hand is curing in the light. So a full round of a minute just to be safe and that all of it gets fully cured. Now I typically do not do this step with my other gel paints, but the Kiara Sky gel art liners are known to kind of bleed through whenever you top coat. So just to be safe, I'm taking their Kiara Sky lint free wipes and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe and cleaning off that tacky layer very quickly before I go in with my top coat. And this avoids any streaks of color that are unwanted. It's happened to me before, and trust me, you do not want that to happen. So now very quickly I'm taking the Not Polish Gloss It top coat. We are going shiny, and of course it had to go very well with this set. I'm gonna go ahead and really press that into the nail art portions, as I wanted to really infill any of those areas and just lay on the surface of the nail very smoothly. And then we're gonna be curing in the light for a full minute. I like to do 2 minutes as my final cure, just to make sure that every layer is fully cured. And then of course, to finalize this set, we are taking the Profiles Backstage Cuticle Oil. This one is in the scent Goddess. It's my favorite. I'm just rubbing that in, and then I run my fingers down the sides of the nails just to make sure that there's no lumps or anything that I need to fix. But that basically concludes today's video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. And I'll throw it right back.